Hi Mathletes, welcome to Math Space. In this video, we will start the series on special products wherein we will be discussing about the square of a binomial. So, to get the square of a binomial, you will simply just follow the steps. Number 1, square the first term. Second, multiply the first and second term. Then multiply it by 2. And then square the second term. So, remember that in squaring binomial, results to a perfect square trinomial. I repeat, squaring binomial will give us an answer of perfect square trinomial. So let's take a look at some examples. For our first example, we have the quantity x plus 3 squared. The first term here is x, and the second term is 3. So the first step is to square the first term. That will be x times x, that is x squared. Next, multiply the first and second. So that will be x times 3. That is 3x. And multiply your answer by 2. So 3x times 2, that will give us 6x. And lastly, multiply the second term by itself. So 3 times 3, that is positive 9. So our answer is x squared plus 6x plus 9. Next example, we have the quantity a minus 5 squared. So our first term is positive a. Second term is negative 5. So first step, a times a, that is a squared. Second, a times negative 5, that will be negative 5a, and then multiply your answer by 2. So negative 5a times 2, that is negative 10a. And lastly, square the second term. So that's negative 5 times negative 5, that's positive 25. Okay, moving forward, y times y is y squared. Y times 8, that is 8y times 2, that's positive 16y. And lastly, what is 8 times 8? That's 64. So next we have the quantity 2m plus 4 squared. So multiply the first term by itself. 2m times 2m, that is 4m squared. So square the numerical coefficient, square also the variable. So next is we can square the last term, that is 4 times 4, 16, and place it there. And you may proceed with the middle term, which is 2m times 4, that is 8m times 2, that is positive 16m. And then since 16 is positive, we'll just put plus 16. Next, we have 3p times 3p, that's 9p squared. We have negative 2 times negative 2, that is positive 4. And then we have 3p times negative 2, that's negative 6p times 2, that is negative 12p. Okay, next we have b minus 7 squared. So b times b, that's b squared. Negative 7 times negative 7, that's positive 49. And to get the middle one, b times negative 7, that's negative 7b times 2, that will give you negative 14b. So that's b squared minus 14b plus 49. Next, we have negative x times negative x, that's positive x squared. And then we have 3 times 3, that's positive 9. And negative x times 3, that's negative 3x, times 2, that's negative 6x. Okay, so next we have negative 2m plus 9. So that will be negative 2m times negative 2m. That will be positive 4m squared. Next, we have positive 9 times positive 9, that's positive 81. And then negative 2m times 9, that is negative 18m times 2, it's negative 36m. Next, we have 5y times 5y, that's 25y squared. 1 times 1, that is positive 1. Then 5 times y, that's 5y, times 2, that's positive 10y. And last example, we have 6n times 6n, that's 36n squared. Negative 3 times negative 3, that is positive 9. And then 6n times negative 3, that's negative 18n, times 2 is negative 36n. And that is how to square a binomial. This is Teacher B, and see you in my next video.